All right, so we start first with Beth in the neighborhood housing services, and then we can move on to the controller's office.
I've been coming to meetings for 41 years. I've been signing petitions for 41 years to try to get better, wider pipes, wider sewers. I just want to know if it pays to come down to these meetings. I'm getting tired of coming down for 41 years and nothing is ever being done. It's only, I understand what you're saying. If people don't put the grease in it, everyone thinks going to help a little bit. When I went to school, they said a pound of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
That where the water comes from determines whether or not you have an insurable situation. If it's a true flood, okay, it has come from rising tides or it has come from moving groundwater. And when we have these torrential rainstorms and the water comes shooting down the street and flows into your basement, that is the legal definition, the tort definition of a flood, and your homeowner's policy won't cover it. You can get a flood policy to address those kinds of issues. The issue that concerns us most today is the issue of the sewers and drains backing up into your house. And they can back up through the basement drains, they can back up through your toilets or sinks or washing machines. All right? And that is the kind of damage that a homeowner's policy may or may not cover. That's why I had a little handout up at my desk, I hope you all got it, about backup of sewers and drains and how you determine whether or not you want to add this to your insurance policy.
3 years ago, after Sandy, when we were flooded every 2 days for a period of about 2 months, and I spent thousands of dollars redoing sewer lines and redoing pavement and so on, we were promised new sewer lines in our neighborhood because we were told the lines are not big enough to contain all the rain that comes down, period. It is now 3-4 years later. The street has been paved and repaved and new gas lines, new electric lines, but nothing has been done about the sewer lines. So we could talk about this for the next 10 years, and there can be 3 different agencies who are working on it between government, federal, etc. But what is being done about getting us new sewer lines? Because otherwise we will be doing this again and again and again every time it rains. Anytime there's a new hurricane, anytime there's a new downpour. It is costing us thousands of dollars. We've all taken out insurances. We've all called in plumbers. I practically support the guy that vacuums the water out of the basement. Okay, so there's a limit as to how much people are moving out of the neighborhood. What are we going to do about it?
The easiest way to file a claim is online. If you go to the controller's website, which is controller.nyc.gov, there will be a link on the first page that says e-claim, electronically file a claim. You'll click there, and there'll be instructions on that page.
Councilman, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be here, and it's our pleasure to work with you and serve the community you represent. To pick up on what the councilman said about 311, anybody ever hear of ComStat? ComStat was a data tool that was invented to roughly around the Giuliani administration. And what they did with that is by collecting information about crime, they were able to analyze where crime was happening, who were the victims, when it was happening, who was committing them, and use it as a tool to prevent crime. 311 data is used the same exact way. That's why it's really important for you to call 411, or even better, if you're computer savvy, put the app on your smartphone or your iPhone, or go on the 311 website, and your complaint goes even faster. But most of the time when those lines break, it's because of tree roots, or the line is just falling apart. $13 a month gives you a lot of peace of mind. We've had people who didn't have that, and they had to take out loans, or neighborhood housing services. Water lines, if they're long enough, could cost $5,000, $10,000. Sewer lines are even more. So we have this, if you've taken the package we've given you, it says American Water Resources, that's our contractor. If you get advertisements from other companies for that kind of insurance, don't take it. This is the cheapest and it's the best. $13 a month.
When it comes down, could be a small storm or a larger scale storm, we need to make sure that we hold the city responsible for our homes. And just recently we had a discussion, the city wants to raise our water and sewer taxes. They want to raise the charges. I spoke out today in the city council and asking them that not only we should not increase it, we should reduce it. And maybe we shouldn't pay anything, right? If we cannot live with proper infrastructure, why should we have to pay? This is just the first meeting about this issue, but we need to do something short term, and that's why I called for this town hall meeting.
I'm living here since '77, and I've been told over the years the problem is that there's the pipe running through the center of the street is of insufficient capacity to handle the flash floods.
We have sump pumps. We have flood insurance. We have the water resources insurance. We have done it all. We still got 8 feet of water in our basement as a result of Hurricane Sandy. What I'd like to know is, with rising taxes, my property, my real estate insurance just went up drastically. What is the city of New York doing in terms of preventing the citizens of Brooklyn, and our neighborhood in particular, from getting these floods? If I'm a homeowner and I've taken the responsibility of doing all of these things, everything I can possibly do in my home, including the installation of backup valves, is the city installing any kind of industrial-sized backup valves? I hear a lot about flood abatement in Manhattan. I pay taxes too. I live in Brooklyn, and I don't see, hear, or have any news of any industrial-level backup valves being installed around our neighborhoods to protect our homes. A homeowner can only do so much.
Because there's so much water coming back to my house from the city sewers, not from my house. It's all coming in from the street and in. So if it wouldn't go into the sewer, I'd actually be better off. I would have less flooding in my house. Cleaning that up is just increasing the volume of water that's going into the storm sewer. That's what we can't handle. The sewers are just not large enough.
It's the 301 data that we study, and the more that you complain, the more that you get your neighbors to complain, the more that drives up the attention of that's how we do our planning to, oh, do we need to increase the size of the sewer? So it's a 301. It does work.
No, it doesn't. Hello, I've been calling for 4 years.
Sorry,
It doesn't work.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't work.
You're talking about, does it work as a complaint line? I'm not making that argument. Ma'am, I'm not making that argument. I'm saying is, I work with the engineers, I work with the data every day, and they take that data, and that's how they do planning to do capital projects. Yeah, so if it turns out that the data, if we're getting a strong amount of data from the neighborhood showing we need a capital project there, it's the 301 data that's going to help make it happen. So I'm saying, I know you may have issues with it as a complaint line. We don't control that, but as data, we use it to determine whether we're going to do sewer, work on new sewers. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, if you have a specific complaint, please bring it to Frank Fontana over there from DEP.
Continue that particular question. I had a top-notch plumber in my house, and he said with all the construction and the additions of bathrooms in the basement, the sewer lines are not large enough. And when, please tell me, was the main sewer line cleaned? I have a catch basin right outside my house. I sweep it all the time. I called 311. I'm living there 15 years. Last week, after this business, there was the second time that they came to clean it out. So when you say they come every 2 years, I haven't seen that, and I called 311. And when was the main sewer line cleaned? He said to me, that all the dirt is coming from the main sewer line. If that isn't cleaned, it's going to still be back up. If all of the pumps and everything that you put in, you're still going to have that problem. I have leaves on my heater. I had to put a mesh on. I take care of my house, but I don't want to see a flood. What is the city doing for us except raising our taxes? Let them expand the sewers and make rooms for this all to go down.
I called DEP the morning after the 25th, and I was told that they came down, they said everything's clear, the sewer line is clear. It seems like on Avenue L, there are no sewers in my neighborhood. There's something called a trough, which is like an open round, like a half round thing that runs down Avenue L under the curb. From my house line that hits the street, it goes down till the sewer. There's this trough. This is not a regular sewer line from the city. It was, what do they call it? A cottage line. Because a builder who built all the houses put it in. Hence, I have a twofold problem. If that trough breaks, all the houses on Avenue L are responsible for it. And the sewer maintenance program that he's talking about, the extra $13 a month, does not cover it. It only covers from my house till that trough. Why am I not getting a regular sewer line in front of my house or somewhere within the vicinity? Why is there 180 feet till the corner where I have a regular sewer line? And what's more, when I have my plumber come down yearly to snake out my sewer line, he can't get into that trough because his snake will go in either direction. And there's no way for me to maintain that trough. I pay taxes like everyone else, as do all my neighbors. I'm putting in a check valve next week so that I won't get backflow from the street. But my neighbors will get more. And I don't think that's fair.
There's neighborhoods where older homes were built that way before, so that trough was built before the city built the sewer system. Sometimes what happened, and I actually helped the councilman, there was a case where the sewer line came up to near a doctor's property. The previous owner never disconnected the house. When the city was building the sewer, the previous owner probably told the city, I don't want to connect, and the city stopped. That's probably what happened on Avenue L. It's like 2 blocks. When Tova told me about it, I looked it up on the map. So I would get the neighbors and talk to the councilors, and then we'll look at it. And once they get an idea of how many people are on this, it's something that we can look at.